Hey, how's it going? How you guys doing?
Good, Coach. Thanks.
Good, Coach. Thanks.
Thanks for having me, guys. Oh, okay. What was I supposed to say? I couldn't hear you. Oh, okay. Hey, sorry about that. I couldn't hear Cookie. I was on the outside. I don't want to be in here without a mask with him, and then want to be here on Saturday. So you never know with how they go. No, this is a great experience. Being here as a player and an assistant coach has been it was surreal as a player. You just as a player, you're just looking forward to the games. You're just playing, and you're not really taking advantage of the opportunity. You're just happy to be here. You just can't wait to play. You're thinking about so many different other things that you would be. As an assistant coach, I was, making sure the head coach was okay, making sure the players were okay, making sure everything was running smoothly while doing scouting reports, getting ready for the game. So there was a different stress level there. And as a head coach, there's a whole bunch of more of a stress level than ever before because you try to prepare your team. You want your guys to get the most notoriety as possible. You want them to have the best time as possible, the best experience as possible. So you got to make sure you're doing well there. And then you're also trying to get really prepared for a game on Saturday that you want to win more than anything, than any other game you've coached in your life, but you also can't squeeze too tight for you guys. So they're understanding of, the moment and the situation and just being happy for these young men, to have this opportunity. So, you got three different views, and this view's, for me, since it's the view I'm looking at now, is the best view. But it's been a great whirlwind. It's been fun. Leaving, Boise after our tournament and headed here was something surreal. Watching our guys celebrate was, what you live for as a coach. The excitement of them and them having so much fun, and then getting here and just having the players feel like they're rolling around. They got big time schools in the same hotel on different floors, and it's just something that I don't think they've experienced before, and I'm excited for them, and I'm really excited for our university because the publicity we're getting, and it's been a great time for me and our staff. So we're just trying to figure out how to now go and compete with Kansas.
Hey, Coach, this is Shea Wildeboer with JayhawksLand.com. I'm just wondering if you, for us that aren't familiar with you guys, if you can just tell us a little bit about your squad and how you got here.
You said you're a Jayhawk guy. We don't shoot threes. We play bad. No, I'm just kidding. We like to get up and down. We like to play basketball. We like to play fast. I let them get out and do a lot of different things. And I let them be creative a lot of the times. And we're a hard team to scout, I believe, because I think we got 5 guys on the court that can really shoot the three. As you guys have seen as of late, Tanner could put the ball on the floor now, being 6'9". Our MVP could shoot the three. He could put the ball on the floor. He's really good with his back to the basket. And we play really fast, but we also, know how to throw the ball inside. And our guys are starting to really, really feed off of that. We have guys that could shoot from the perimeter. We're not a team that's going to come down and run 1,000 sets. We'll put them in a lot of, concepts and try to get guys in space and try to spread the floor out, because I think if you can spread the floor out, we get some very good shots. Defensively, I think, we're a solid defensive team. Our numbers would say that. But I really do think we're a pretty good defensive team. We play with a lot of possessions, and so if you're looking at points per game, it's not going to be something where it's like, they're holding the team to 62 points. We have so many possessions in the game. We average in our league like 80, 83, 84 points a game, and we let teams score 72, 70, 72, 73 points a game. And so it doesn't look that way, but our field goal percentage defense is the top in our league. Our 3-point percentage defense is the top in our league. And so, I think we're a solid defensive team. We don't get enough credit for it. But yeah, we like to go out and have fun. And you'll see our team bring a lot of energy. You'll see our team play with a lot of passion and put everything on the line every possession. And it sometimes is a little bit too much because the whole staff and the bench and all the players on the court do the same thing. And so we play with a lot of heart. And it's going to be a lot of fun going up against one of the bigger dogs in college basketball.
Hey, Coach, it's Todd Lebo in Kansas City. I know you guys had a pause earlier from COVID. Kansas is going through a few issues now. I wonder if you can kind of just tell us what it was like to have a pause during the year. And then how are you scouting Kansas as far as, do you know who's going to be available and what that's going to be like to kind of prepare for someone you're not exactly sure who's going to be there?
Yeah, so your first question about how we came out, we've done it twice. And, we've also had teams, not be able to come play against us. So we had like a 27-day, where we didn't have a game. And those are hard. It's really hard on kids. And then we've had to quarantine all our guys and not be able to practice for like 10, 11 days. And that's really hard because, they weren't able to, they weren't able to lift weights. They weren't able to get shots up. They were, they're just sitting at home playing video games and, talking to their friends and on social media, probably eating bad food, not being able to eat good food. And so it was really tough. We did it twice. The first time we came out of it, I thought we were a little lackadaisical, lethargic. We split with the best team in our league. We came back. We played really good the first game. We played defense. It was against Southern Utah. Then we turned around the second game, and you could see where our guys were tired. You could see where they were. They didn't do the same, have that same intensity, that same flow to the game as we did the day before. And so we against Southern Utah, we were pretty tough. And then we came back and we lost that game on Saturday. We gave up 99 points, which we haven't done. We had 90, it was 90 to 99. And we just sputtered out at the end, the last 10 minutes of the game. And that was tough. And then we had another pause where we couldn't practice or anything for 7 days because of contact tracing. So we weren't able to do anything, but our guys, I think, adapted to it. And we came out and we won both games back to back on a Sunday and Monday against a very, very gritty, tough, Sacramento State team. And so that was a place where, I thought we gained a little experience from doing it one time. So I don't know if this is Kansas's first time or not. But it was hard the first time coming out of it. And you just not knowing, what you're going to get. Especially these big guys need to get a little push so they could feel, they're good. Little guys like me, we're okay to go right away. We're not tall. We don't get sore. We don't get stiff. Those big guys need to be able to play with a little bit of, just get a little bit under them. And then preparing for Canada, we're preparing for like everybody's playing. We can't prepare and not be ready for if McCormick doesn't come back or if he does come back or if Wilson misses. Those two guys are really good. And, we're preparing like they're going to be there, because if we don't prepare and they're there, then our guys are going to look at us like you're crazy. I'd rather say, hey, they're not here. So, but I have a feeling that a couple of them will make it. I think they'll be here for the game. I know that it's a tough situation, but I think Kansas has, really, really good people that are helping them with, the health of the players. So I know they're not going to put anybody in jeopardy, but I'm pretty sure that they'll be ready to go when game time comes on Saturday, at least 2 of the 3. And so, especially when you're looking at the protocols of when they got it and when they didn't, unless they're not doing everything the right way, I'm pretty sure those young men will be there to support, to represent Kansas and play like, they usually do. So it's going to be interesting to see who we play on Saturday, but I'm pretty sure they'll have at least 2 of the 3 guys there.
Hey, Coach, this is Daniel Rodriguez with This League with Daniel. I have 2 questions. The first one, just what were the quick reactions on Selection Sunday by maybe some of the senior guys on the team saying that they're be able to play Kansas, a blue blood program? And then after, have you talked to Coach Self lately since that last time you talked to him in 2015?
No, I haven't. So to see our seniors, Jack Perry and Jacob Davidson, and all the guys, because we've had guys here for a long time in our program. Like Tanner's been here 4 years, Kim Aiken's been here 4 years. We've redshirted them. Jacob's been here 5 years, and we've redshirted these guys. And so every season they've played for me, they've had the opportunity to play in a championship to go to the tournament, and whether that be the number 1 seed or the number 3 seed, we've had that opportunity. We were 10 minutes away against Montana 2 years ago. We were, we had the lead going in the second half and we got beat by another, Montana again. And then last year we finally, got the first seed. I thought we had the best team in the league. I thought we would obviously have some good teams we prepared, but I thought we had the best chance. We actually had the best team in the league. And so, I always say in those games, the best teams usually win. So I felt like we had a good chance last year, but obviously it got taken away from those seniors like Mason Peatling and Tyler Kidd. And then this year, we got second place, but I thought we had the best team. And I thought we had, the more experienced team. We're still young, but we had the more experienced team. And so I felt good about our chances because, I said if in a 40-minute game where we have to play for all, what's going to really put our team on top. And I always think having the best players, you could always have a chance to win. And so, the best coaches for some reason always have the best players. So it makes you look like you're a good coach, but it comes down to the players being really good at the end of the day and putting them in good situations. And so I think they played great. So I felt confident about us getting our chances this year. And they came out and they did everything they needed to. I mean, it seems like they coached themselves for the 120 minutes that they played this, getting into the tournament. They did a great job defensively. We missed some shots, but I think they were there. So I was really excited to see the seniors get the opportunity, but everybody in our program, because this is the third time of us ever going to the NCAA tournament, and so that's a blessing for us, and we're excited about it. And then I haven't talked to Coach Self since my first weekend on the job, but I've watched a lot of his things. It's funny because as a coach, you look at other coaches and you steal stuff, and you not steal like that, but you steal ideas, and you steal what they do defensively, how they play offense. His high-low game is something that I was looking at when I had Tanner and Mason together, trying to figure out how to play with two bigs. I just couldn't do it. I learned a lot looking at everything he did, and I still couldn't do it. Last year, I had an MVP playing with it behind another MVP, and that MVP only got 9 minutes, 10 minutes a game. So I couldn't figure that part out. So that's what makes, I guess, Coach Self a Hall of Fame coach. But I also, looked at some things defensively and how they switch everything. And, we do a little bit of what they do defensively because I've watched them, and, I have nothing but the utmost respect. And, I look at these guys, some of these coaches, in awe of how they've done it so long and how they won it, and how they've been winning it consistently for their whole career. And that's something that all the young coaches and all the coaches look up to. And that's a big deal. So it's exciting to be able to go and coach against one of your living legends that, you've looked up to for a long time as a coach. And same for the players, they're excited to play against Kansas. I've told people before, no one's waking up as a basketball player saying, "Oh, I can't wait to go to Cheney and go to Eastern and play for Coach Legans." That ain't happening, But people do wake up saying they want to go to Kansas, and so they probably get calls about players all the time and this, that, and the other. And so it's just something that my players I know are excited for, and I'm excited to go against to see if we can compete with the big dogs.
Hey, Coach.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
Coach, Rob Jesselson with KHQ and SWX in Spokane. Can you expand on that? Obviously, in the the non-conference schedule earlier in the season, you competed against some of the top Pac-12 teams, Oregon, Arizona. You played both of them pretty close. So what were your takeaways from those games, and how will you lean on that experience when going up against another big program like Kansas?
Good to hear from you. We're going to lean against that experience, but they're all different. They're all different. We played Washington State early in the season with 6 guys, 5 scholarship guys and 3 walk-ons, and I thought we did pretty well. Or 6 scholarship guys, sorry, and 2 walk-ons, and I thought we did pretty well. But every game is going to be different. Arizona, we went to Arizona and we said, hey, this is probably going to be the most athletic team, because we didn't know at the time we were playing Oregon, but we said this will be the most athletic team we play. And so we got to make sure we do a good job, and we do a good job on the boards. And, we got to block out. We got to stop penetration. So we played really well. And then we had the lead going in the second half. I think we had the lead going into the under 8 minutes, and it got to 6, and we got really tight. We got really nervous, I felt like. The whole program, not just the players, the coaches too. We wanted that win, and it's human nature. So I maybe pulled a little bit too tight and didn't let them just go out and be themselves like I have in the past. And so maybe we're calling too many sets, plays, and trying to do too much. And so you learn there. Then you go to Oregon, and the guys had no idea we're going to Oregon. I mean, we figured out we were playing Oregon in the airport when they said they could get us out there. They could fly us, and they could fly us back in a private jet. That was the first time we were on a private jet. As a team. And so there's a lot of things, so they didn't know that. Then we got to Oregon, and we're playing Oregon, and we were in the game. And then all of a sudden we got in foul trouble. This, took a couple bad shots at about, if you 7 minutes to go, they kind of spread it out and got up double figures. But we were in that game too. And so it gives them a little confidence. But the guys who've been on the team, we've played a crazy schedule every year. I get other coaches in our league, other coaches saying that I'm kind of a, you can't play all those games, man. Those they're not helping you. But at the same time, if we lose one of the 3 games going into the Big Sky tournament, it doesn't matter if we're 20-0, 30-1, we're not going to go to the NCAA tournament. So I think experience like that is huge. And also the guys love playing those games. It's a great recruiting tool. And so I think they'll be excited about being here. They'll be like, it's Kansas. But when the game starts, I don't think they'll be, too worried who they're playing. They're just excited to be out there, and they're going to play hard, and they're going to play tough, and we're going to play our style of game. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to, pull it too tight at the end of the game like I did in the Arizona game and, the Washington State game. Again, there's just so many things you go back and then look at what you could have done better as a coach. To win those games and put you guys in a better spot. So I think they'll be prepared. I think they'll be ready mentally. I think they're just really excited for the challenge. I think they're ready to play. They've been sitting in the hotel and being able to go, get a couple of practices in the last 2 days has been great. But I think they'll be ready to go and excited. And that was huge. We played the number 1 team in the country last year. It didn't end up like I thought it would, but it was something that they saw, and they're always going to cherish those moments. So I know playing against Kansas is going to be a big thing for them too.
Hey, Coach, it's Karthik from Creme 2 over here in Spokane. I've heard some teams have practiced a couple times. I've heard some teams haven't practiced at all. I just want to know how much you all have been able to practice, and if you have been able to, how's it gone so far? I've heard that you're 6 seed and up, you get to practice whenever. No, I'm just kidding. No, we've practiced twice so far. It's been great. You're reading things online and you're seeing all these people say you're not getting this. I mean, our guys are just happy to be here. This experience is cool. We got to practice now. Our guys are a little tired, because we played 3 games, got on a private jet, as the guys said, PJ. They got on a private jet. They're excited about that. They didn't have to wait in line, so that's a cool thing. But no, they're tired, So we got in the gym yesterday. All we did was shoot. Today we got in the gym again. We shot a little bit, but we ran a little bit. Got up and down. Did some things, and we'll practice again tomorrow. And we'll practice all the way leading into the game. I hope. I haven't seen anything or any change to that, which is fine. Now that the times change and scheduling changes, I feel like that's okay too. We'll just take it as it comes. We've been doing it all season long, so what's another couple of weeks? I hope, fingers crossed. But it's been pretty cool. Being a part of this. And I know for a coach, you want everything to be right on schedule, right on time, but this year hasn't been like that anyway. And so take it goes. You get told you practice at 4 p.m. and then they say, nope, you switch to 10 a.m. That's fine. It's all good. We're in the gym, we're working out. And it's okay. Just take it how it comes. That's the season you've been in. I don't expect anything else, but this has been great. And I feel like, I'm excited that, we've had this opportunity, and I'm just happy we're part of it, because this tournament will go down, in history as the 2020-21 season. And a lot of people won't forget this season just for multitudes of so many different things that's gone on this year.
Hey, Coach, John Titel from hoopshd.com. I joined late, so hopefully this is not a repeat, but today marks the 20th anniversary of your first NCAA tournament experience. I was wondering, what do you remember about playing Fresno State back in '01? And could you have imagined at the time that your teammate Dennis Gates would be facing Houston this week with?
No, and I thought Fresno State was no good, and they whooped our tail. So I remember that pretty well. I think that was Coach Tarkanian. They had Tito Maddox. I'll never forget it, because they gave us a good shellacking, and that was fun. It was the first time we've been in it with the team I was on. But they did it was a lot of fun. You got to be a part of that. You didn't really, as a coach, as a player, then you weren't getting told to how cool this was and things. You were just there to play a game and get done. So playing against Fresno State was huge. Obviously, we thought we had the better team, but they came out and beat us. So I think that's given me a little bit, hey, you got to go out and play as hard as you can. And then for Dennis Gates to make it to the tournament, he's done an amazing job with his team. And I've always known, he was always one of those guys that were, didn't mind, confronting players or coaches and players at the same time. But he was one of those guys that he understood the game. We would, sometimes think about, okay, so we would always come up with something. We'd always have an argument about something about basketball. But, I'm super juiced for him. He's earned it. He's been an assistant coach for a while now, and he's earned it. He took Cleveland State, who was probably one of the worst teams, programs when he took over. And then obviously he had a horrible loss this year. And then for him to turn his team around and, them making jokes and all that kind of stuff during the year, it's really hard. I think they went on a 40-something, the team went on a 40-something run on them. And so you can put your head between your legs or your tail between your legs and move on. But he did a great job getting his guys back. And, he got first place in his league, and then, he came back and did all these things and got his team to the tournament. Now if you watched his run like I did, I watched his games. They had an amazing run. You can't write a better story than how he got to the NCAA tournament. It's unbelievable how they came back and won games, and they're losing by 8 points. They hit a
They hit a 3-pointer with their center at the top of the key off a bank with like 4 seconds. I mean, it's amazing what he was able to accomplish this year. So it is great that, you know, us Cowboys are representing well, and we're doing a good job and doing it the right way. That's been great. And we stay in contact a little bit as the season goes, you know, and I'm just happy for him. He did an unbelievable job with that team and that program.
Hey, Coach Karthik again. Just with your schedules, I heard they're super regimented on what you're supposed to do. A lot of, you know, sitting around in the room. How are you guys, you know, managing that, you know, on a day-to-day basis with, you know, not being able to leave the room much and, you know, also being able to focus on the game at hand?
Well, the first couple of days, you're not allowed to leave your room, and then once you pass tests and do all the protocols you're supposed to, I think you rock around the halls. I haven't left my room anyway. I'm just watching Kansas and whatever comes on ESPN. So you know, it's not a thing to me. I think the guys are okay. It's just like for them, and again, it's for them. They're excited, but it's like an AAU trip. You know, it's what it is. And all these guys played AAU basketball. That's what it felt like to me. You know, they've all played AAU basketball. Some at higher levels. You know, some at lower levels were in the back gyms and all that, but they've all played AAU basketball. They've all been to Vegas for tournaments. It's the same thing. You just can't go walk around the strip and do different things. You're just more prepared. You know, you're just more sitting in your rooms. Now they're able to walk around and go hang out with each other as long as they're masked up and keep their distance. And so that's the good thing. And so I'm excited about that. You can schedule time to go do different things. And, you know, again, I'm just happy we're here. You know, as a coach, I sit in the room anyway, so I don't have to go chase them around or do anything like that. Our grad assistants and our grad managers and our managers have been, you know, great this week of getting everything prepared, and you know, our guys can go get treatment. Now, the first couple of days they couldn't get treatment, you know, so now they're able to go get treatment. Our trainers done an amazing job keeping our guys ready and healthy, and now they're able to do interviews and things like that. So now it's kind of getting a little bit normal. After the first couple of days, they just wanted to make sure everybody was good, I believe, which is. I'm fine with it because I want everybody to be healthy and safe. And, you know, obviously a little bit of it's different than before. So obviously change is good, but we don't know anything like this. So if we come back next year, we might be a little disappointed. We don't have to stay in our room. So this is our first time going as a team. So we don't know anything better. So you're asking the wrong guy. If you guys need some insight on Gonzaga too, you could ask me because I know you guys want to know. No, I'm playing. I'm joking.
Coach, how are the players handling it? You know, being in that environment where they have to maybe stay isolated for a certain amount of days, not able to leave their room. How are they handling that whole experience?
I think social media is helping them out. They're and being on, you know, being able to FaceTime each other. You know, they were making jokes about, oh man, I can't wait to get tested so we could all hang out and see each other again. You know, it's so, you know, you just hear different things as a coach. I think they're handling it okay. The thing I'm worried about is them getting sleep, especially being West Coast time and not being able to sleep at the right time and being in your room. And now I think they're able to, you know, walk around, get a little tired, you know, just get a little bit normal to be able to walk around. I know the first couple of days was probably a little tough on them. But with all the text messages and calls and Twitter messages and all that stuff they had to get back to, I'm pretty sure it took them a couple hours or some time of the day to get back to them because they were really excited about it though, and they didn't really complain too much and say too much about that. I really do believe they're just happy to be here and they're excited and they want to have this opportunity. That's something, again, like I said, that I've been around. I've told them the same thing. I said, you have friends that will never play in this tournament that are other colleges. And then you also have, you know, coaches that I've been around, guys that have been coaching for 30 years that's never coached in this game. And so, you know, I think they're more excited than anything else. And you'll be able to ask Big Dog Tanner soon because he'll tell you anything you want, especially our game plan and everything like that. So he's not too quiet about those types of things. But, you know, I just think them being a little tired and their bodies being tired and not being able to go back to Cheney. Cheney is where Eastern Washington is at, not Spokane. Just make sure you guys report that part. You know, so they weren't able to go back and, you know, get their bodies right, lay down and then fly out. You know, we flew right out and, you know, they've been on the go since. So that's why we haven't really practiced that much for a while now. So that's why I think they'll be okay. You just got to get some rest. And, you know, we got a week until our game. So I'm not pushing them too hard to try to get ready. We'll probably start going at it really hard tomorrow, competing a little bit more than we have. And I just want to make sure our guys are well rested. I think that's the part that's really, you know, affected our team so far is just the rest part of it. And I think they'll be fine by Saturday. because I think they'll get used to the sleep schedule and things like that. So we just got to make sure they're right on that side. I think that's been the hardest part for them.
Hey, Coach, it's Keith. It's Keith Oso at KXLY, and you say that you're happy to be there, and I believe you. But I also know you enough to know you didn't go there to lose. What's it going to take for you guys to pull this win?
We got to play like our style. We got to be who we are. Early in the season we had leads, like I said, against big teams, and I think I pulled the game a little too tight. I think I joysticked it a little bit too much. And I'm just gonna let our guys play. They've earned this position. They've earned the right to go play the way they play, and I'm not going to change the way they play because of who we're playing. Obviously, defensively, we're going to do a lot of things differently and try to figure out how we're going to stop them. But offensively, I'm going to let our guys go out and hoop. As they say, let's play hoops. I'm going to let them go play hoops. I mean, that's the best part about it. And, at the end of the day, win, lose, or draw, if they go out there and play as hard as they can, they put everything on the line, they'll be disappointed if we lose, but they'll be okay with it because they played our game, they played our style. But if we go out and win and play our style, and we've won some big games and we've been in some big games, I think they'll be ready for the moment. And a couple times this year, we turn the ball over in the last couple seconds of the possession, or we miss a free throw. I think they'll be ready for the moment. And, we're going in to win the game, obviously. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I guarantee a victory like some people and try to say, hey, we're going to go try to win the game. That's why you play. And I'm going to tell my team, you guys can win the game. You got to do this, and this, and this, and this, and give them a long list. But at the end of the day, they're going to go in and they're going to play as hard as they can. And I know they will. We have a great team. We have great character on our team. They believe they can win. They have a great confidence about them. That's the best thing about having a team that's been together and a team that trusts each other. They have a great confidence they can win. Now, that's against anybody, not just Kansas. We thought we could beat Gonzaga last year. It didn't turn out that way, but we thought we could beat them. We went into the game like that. And, I don't think our guys are going to go into the game scared. I think they're going to go into the game nervous. Because that's what you do as a player. But when the game starts, I think that those nerves go away within as soon as they jump the ball up, and that's how it used to be for me. And I know it's going to be like that for them. They'll be nervous a little bit, but they'll be ready to go, and so will we. We'll have the same intensity, the same energy, everything that we've had all season long. That's exactly what they're going to do on Saturday. They're not going to change who they are, and that's the best part about my team is they're themselves. We have a bunch of different guys, different characters, different personalities, and they all are beating on one drum, as Kim Aiken would say. And so that's something that I'm really excited. I'm really proud of as a coach is how much they get along. Even though they always don't get along, at the end of the day, they always do. So they'll be ready to go come Saturday, and we're going to do everything we can to beat Kansas. And that's been our goal, is to get to the NCAA tournament. But our goal wasn't just to get here. We want to go and try to win. And we've seen other teams. We've talked about Loyola Chicago. We've talked about George Mason. I brought up all the small schools that have done really well in it. So they're not thinking they're going in there thinking they're going to lose. So that's the best part about my team, is they really do believe the message we're sending, and we're excited about the opportunity to play against one of the blue bloods of college basketball.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned earlier, Coach Self. How did you gravitate toward his style? What about it? How did that come about?
Winning does that. You gravitate towards winners, and he's always won. I think he's won. I think this was the first. I don't know if this was the first year he hasn't won the league. His league. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I know it was a long streak for a long time. And, you watch a lot of coaches and you hear a lot of things from different coaches, and you just pick things up, and those games are on TV and you watch them and you're like, oh, I really like what they did there. I understand. I like how they switch. You watch, I watch so many coaches and you read so many things about different coaches, and he's one of the best coaches to ever coach in college basketball, and he's coaching at one of the best universities. So, it's just like anything else. You're going to follow certain reporters. You're going to follow, certain teachers. If you're a teacher, you're going to do that, and you're going to always look at who's the best, and you're going to want to emulate them, and you want to be able to do things they were able to do. And for him to go and win the league so many times in a row has been amazing. We won it last year, couldn't pull it off this year. So those are things that you try to figure out how he does it, and his consistency of winning, and always doing it. It seems like and when you talk to other coaches, he's always doing it. He's one of the nicest guys, one of the best guys. Everyone always says, he's a coach's coach, and he's a great guy. And those are the only things you hear, you don't hear anything like, oh, this guy's this, or this, he's done this to me. And those are the people you want to try to gravitate towards and try to learn things from, even though I've never spoken to him or had a conversation with him. I feel like I know him from just watching his team and reading things about him and reading press releases he gives. And, I've been reading everything he said, and I've been listening to all his, his media stuff that for the past, I've had a lot of free time on my hands. So I've got to hear him talk about his team and how he talks about his team. He's never negative about his team. He's never, blaming anything, a loss on his team. He's not, this is why this has happened. He's always positive. He's always, seems like he's always giving his guys all the credit, which is awesome. And so, just listening to all the media stuff he's been doing lately and leading into the big, Big 12 or the Big 12 into the tournament is something that I've been really paying attention to, and just trying to figure out what kind of coach he is and what kind of person he is has been pretty cool these last couple days.
Let's go one more question, and then I'll have Coach Legans introduce the big guy.
Coach, it's not really a question. I just wanted to relay some information out to you that the NCAA just released the positive testing for 67 teams. They did find 5 positive tests out of 2,300 players, 2,300 people going to the NCAA. So I just want to relay that information.
5 guys?
5 positive tests, but it doesn't look like it's going to be any coaches or players.
You know, okay, cool. Okay. Thank you for that. Oh, give me a heartbeat. I thought you were breaking news on my team. Come on, man. You gotta say it, not our team.
No, I think it said tier 3 personnel.
Oh yeah.
So maybe not players or coaches, but it looks like you guys are going to play again.
No, that's not good. Obviously, those people worked really hard to get here too. So that's too bad. All right, I'm going to introduce